Coming to you live from the Darien Ice House. It's the second nightcap matchup here in the FCIAC semifinals for high school varsity boys hockey here on the DAF Media Network. The Darien Blue Wave and the Ridgefield Tigers. Hi everyone, Liam Tomaszewski joined alongside me, Will Jennings. And Will, Darien in the quarterfinals of this FCIAC tournament, they defeated Stanford Westfield Co-op by a whopping score of 8-3 last weekend here at the Darien Ice House. Now they're back at it against the number 3 seed Ridgefield. What do you think we're going to see here tonight?
Yeah, Liam, this is a completely different game here tonight. You know, there's a lot of different storylines coming into this game. You have Gavin Samame and Aiden Elders coming back from shoulder injuries tonight, adding a ton of depth to the Darien side. And then on the Ridgefield side, really, the story this year has been those seniors for Ridgefield. You know, they have Pereira, Anthony Rena, of course, he's not a senior, but then you have a guy like Carnicelli. These guys, you know, a lot of their seniors have been out for some time due to disciplinary action. A lot of different interesting stories for this game. Of course, the regular season, we saw a game that wasn't too close. A lot of JV guys on this Ridgefield team were, you know, up here at the Darien Ice House playing, and tonight Ridgefield is fully healthy. They have their full lineup, and this is going to be, you know, a very close contested game.
Yeah, of course, this is the number 2 seed and the number 3 seeded teams in this FCIAC tournament, so both these teams are looking to punch that ticket to the FCIAC championship on Saturday at 12 o'clock. They're going to, winner of this game will face New Canaan Rams. They just defeated the number 5 seed Greenwich Cardinals just moments ago. They shut them out. And of course, in the regular season, Darien shut out Ridgefield. Early on, Finley Haggerty was the anchor in that goal for Darien. So supposedly he's going to get the start for the Blue Wave tonight. So the goalie like Haggerty, that's really going to help that Darien favor, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, Haggerty and Kreppen, you know, they've had that every other game switch. They've had that rotation, one-to-one type of style from Coach Mac Budd. And, you know, Finley Haggerty has been excellent these last 4 games. He's had 2 or 3 shutouts basically in a row, stringing together, you know, multi-25 save performances. This is really this is a great chance for Haggerty to prove that, you know, he's not only playing in those Greenwich, those, you know, lesser type matchups competitively. You know, this is a chance for Haggerty to come out here and show, you know, on a big stage that, you know, this is, you know, probably going to be another night where we see Haggerty as an impact player.
Yeah, this is the big game nonetheless for the Blue Wave. And of course, you look at the Tiger side, they're looking to get back into the FCIAC championship. And of course, this game is right where it all starts. But of course, you have to take down Darien, a very high caliber team. They've done excellent all year, especially last year. They won the FCIAC last year. They lost to New Canaan in the state quarters. But again, this year for the Blue Wave, they've surged throughout. They've only lost a couple games. Notre Dame, West Haven, New Canaan, some of the top teams in the state. So a game like this, definitely Darien's still going to want to go all out, especially on the offensive side, and punch that ticket to the championship. But Will, what are some keys to the game for the visiting team of the Ridgefield Tigers?
Yeah, just, you know, one more thing to add, Liam. You know, the Wave do have Jack Mariska out tonight. They're also missing Connor McNamara. So, you know, this is really an even playing field. A lot of these players for both teams, you know, key guys are out tonight. I think Darien just simplifying the game plan. You're missing Mariska tonight. Just simplify the game plan, get that puck deep, get a couple guys on it, and start that cycle. I think they're going to be in good shape tonight.
Yeah, so starting lineups, national anthem coming here from the Darien Ice House, just moments away. So just about to get underway here inside Darien Ice House for this FCIAC semifinal matchup. And will both these teams getting set? Of course, the number 2 seed versus number 3 seeded tonight. So really anything's possible. Of course, Ridgefield and Darien have both made it to the FCIAC championship in recent years. So both these teams have familiarity with this type of pressure, of course, in the tournament as well to try to win and make it to that championship. So Darien's the reigning champs. Let's see if they can get back at it. They'll make it back there with a win tonight.
Yeah, you know, these Ridgefield guys coming into the game, they're not happy. You know, they had a long season, started off really well, and then, of course, you know, you had that disciplinary action about, you know, midway through the year, and a lot of these guys back tonight, 4, you know, plus key players. You know, you heard the starting lineups. You have Rena, Carnicelli, Pereira, a lot of these guys, you know, coming back, and they're not happy, and they're out for vengeance tonight.
Yeah, so, of course, the Tigers, they've had a very tumultuous year, but they've done well. They're, of course, in the win column as well, and the number 3 team in the Fairfield County Athletic Conference. So coming in here, the Darien Ice House, they lost here once before this season, but they're going to look to try to turn it around and punch that ticket to the FCIAC championship game on Saturday.
And, of course, you cannot forget, you know, without, you know, Jack Mariska tonight, Coach Bud makes that switch. He pushes Charlie Schwind up to the first line with Lancaster and McNamara. So that's an interesting look here. As you know, Charlie Schwind and Elliot Lancaster, they don't play a lot together, but very good chemistry on and off the ice.
Indeed, this first line's getting out there for the Blue Wave, and the Tigers just about to get set from Darien Ice House. Mark McNamara will take it for the center spot for the Wave. Puck's dropped, and we are underway here from the Darien Ice House. Ridgefield Tigers win an early face-off. They're going to be in their away black jerseys with orange and white lettering, and then the Darien Blue Wave in their home white jerseys with the blue lettering and numbering. So puck early on in the neutral zone. Lancaster trying to chase it down. Ridgefield's going to get a nice loose puck, moving it over in the offense. First shot just missed the net of Hegarty. George Persinger for the Wave on the defense, junior defender. Sends it over to Schwind. Back over to fellow defenseman Russell Tarrant. So Tarrant back over, sends it over to Ridgefield. Big hit over by the Darien bench. Already the physicality between both these teams, and not even a minute through the first period of play.
Yeah, Darien a little sloppy, a little soft coming out of their zone early. You know, they've had that breakout. They've had those, you know, passes connecting, but some of those failed chips, you know, really not helping them here early.
So again, that puck in the neutral zone, 14:08 on the clock. And of course, this Darien team had a little bit on the defensive side. Again, in that game against Ridgefield, they pitched a shutout, 3-0 that score. And of course, coming into this one, Darien looking to try to add some more scores onto the scoreboard against this Ridgefield team. So puck out one over on the far side. Ridgefield trying to chase it down behind their own net. Starting in goal for Ridgefield Tigers, number 1, Andrew Spruly. Change of goal from the last game that the Tigers played against Darien. That was started by Ridgefield goalie Britton. So again, the Ridgefield Tigers looking to chase it down. Darien will get on set over the Wadley. Back over to Troy over in the neutral zone. Ridgefield's going to go fast, looking for that loose puck. Niffen trying to get that around. Shot saved by Hegarty. Another backdoor shot by the Tigers. That one just misses as the net will go loose.
Yeah, they might call goalie interference on that. Depends on, you know, what the refs saw. But we saw number 13 for Ridgefield. That was Pierce Graber, who just flew in there trying to get that loose rebound and took out Hegarty.
Yeah, so right there, Hegarty's already moving on in this game. Of course, made some nice save after the shot there by the Ridgefield attack, but Darien going to look to reset. Kilroy sends this one over to the boards. Tigers looking to reset over in their own zone. Puck over in the neutral zone. That one's going to go all the way. Kilroy would chase it down. Hegarty staying in the crease. Darien's going to be forced to dump that one in. Chasing it down is Renson Ely. Tarrant looking for a little hit, can't do so. Puck over to Kilroy near the Darien bench side, looking to try to reset on the offensive pursuit. Back over to Tarrant, moves this puck along. Hits up open man Ryan Thurlow, who sends that one in. Darien will make a line change.
Yeah, I really like that shift from Thurlow there. You see him corral the puck in the neutral zone, get it deep. He's really good forecheck from him as well, good pressure.
Puck over with Wadley, backhand save by Hegarty. There was a shot there from number 17 for the Tigers, Ryan Carnicelli. Carnicelli, of course, played in that game against Darien earlier in February, so you're going to hear his name a lot today. Mark McNamara with the backhand shot. That one's going to be stopped up over on the far side by Spruill. So Spruill with the nice save. Darien still trying to chase it back. Lancaster and McNamara over in the Darien offensive zone. Tigers looking to try to put it down, but that one's going to be taken up by the Blue Wave. Persinger sends it all the way to the far side to Schwind. Schwind over to Lancaster. Still looking for an open man down set. Persinger tapping it in. Ridgefield still going to move fast. Shot there, no save from Hegarty, just missing his net.
Good body there from Elders. Open ice early, gets the bench jumping.
So Elders with a nice hit early on over in the defensive zone. Well, Aiden Elders, of course, one of the many forwards on this Darien squad. He's prevailed this season. Big hit over there with Kilroy. Ridgefield circles this puck around, tries to get a backhand on it. That one just goes right into the pipes.
Yeah, that's good. Good keeping from Hegarty there. He saw the wraparound coming. He was tight to the post and really just negated that chance pretty easily.
The Tigers definitely moving a lot faster than we've seen them throughout this year. Definitely hungry as a big hit as Samame goes down to the ground. Ridgefield still looking on set. Defense sending it over to the neutral zone as referees will blow the whistle on that one. And looking like getting talking over to Darien bench over there. Not sure what he's talking about.
Yeah, that was just a nasty hip check right there on Samame. You saw Samame, get off on the line change. He comes on and the breakout passes right to his stick. He's just not ready. He just got on the ice and he gets blown up.
So looks like trying to fix the board door over there after the big hit by Gavin Samame. Of course, you're watching this FCIAC semifinal matchup between Darien and Ridgefield on the DAF Media Network, joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. William Tomaszewski, Will Jennings, so glad I could be here live inside the Darien Ice House for this nightcap matchup, the boys hockey semis. So face-off will be coming up over at center ice. Referee still talking about that pass call over near the door, and looks like we'll get a center face-off coming up. So face-off won there by the Blue Wave. Kilroy just missing the stick of Thurlow. That one's going to be possessed over by the Tigers.
Liam, all of these guys on the ice for Darien, sophomores with the exception of Gardner Ely. Very interesting, bold strategy from Coach Bud early.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing out there Rentz, Kilroy, Niffen, and this is a FCIAC semifinal matchup, so clearly the trust. Big hit over there on the Darien side by Rentz. Ridgefield team still looking for that puck, but like we were talking about, this Darien team, they're young and they've done well so far. Of course, with these kid lines, Rentz sending that one over. Puck's going to be taken up by the Tigers.
Yeah, like you said, the trust. They've been developing it all season long, these last couple games of the regular season. And I really like that choice, to give them the confidence in this game.
Darien definitely has extraordinary depth this season, and they're utilizing it well. Puck over to Wadley, over to McNamara. Tigers just going to dump that one in Hegarty going out of his own crease. He won't touch that. Tigers still keeping with the offensive possession. Over at the blue line. Shot, and that one goes in from the top of the point.
Yeah, that all starts right there with the miscommunication. Hegarty trying to play the puck. He's in his trapezoid behind the net trying to play that puck. And Russell Tarrant, unfortunately, doesn't communicate with him. That pass gets chipped up by Pereira. Luke Pereira back from disciplinary action right to his teammate Jack Kirschner. And that's just too quick of a shot from the point. 2 screens in front of the net, right over the shoulder of Hegarty, an early lead.
So the Tigers go up first. Number 7, Jack Kirschner, puts the first goal on the board for the Ridgefield Tigers. Kirchner with the goal. Of course, definitely Darien's going to have to move this Ridgefield team. That was a shot from the blue line, so definitely Hegarty almost didn't even see that one. That was a snipe from the far side. So the Blue Wave still trying to chase it down over in the neutral zone. Puck now back over the Tigers, still on the offense. Moving along, Darien with number 16, Connor Kilroy still trying to move that one on the defense. Puck back over to Elders. Moves along over with James Troy, and that one's going to be stopped up on the far side by Spruley.
Yeah, like you said, Liam, on that goal, you know, it's just a matter of time. You know, they got that puck wide open to the blue line, and it was an easy walk inside. Darien not able to get up to that blue line with their winger. It was just a quick shot, and, you know, we've seen that all year. The screens in front just easily beats Hegarty.
So face-off one there by the Tigers. They're going to use the boards on that one, still moving along quickly on the offense. Back over to the far side, Niffen. Trying to dump that one over for Wadley. Puck staying in the offensive possession by the Ridgefield Tigers. Schwinn's going to try to send that one over to the boards. That one tipped off the stick of Wadley. Darien still looking for some open lanes. This one's going to be taken up by John Wadley himself. He'll dump that one in. Darien still trying to look alive on any offense. 8:30 left to go in period number 1. Niffen hit over by the Ridgefield blue line. Trying to chase it down to Samame. Persinger now with lone control of the puck. Bumps this one high up into the air. The Blue Wave will make a line change. Tigers just trying to make it clear. Darien looking to make a statement out here on offense during this first period. Over to Thurlow, Ely. Moving this puck around for the Blue Wave. Looking back out to the point for Persinger. Going to be hit up over on the far side. Ridgefield moving along, open. Shot saved by Hegarty.
Yeah, that's a bad odd man rush to let up early. You saw the backdoor pass right there, and on the rebound chance, you also saw
another shot there. That one just goes behind the net. 2 shots there from number 3, Luke Pereira.
I was about to say, you almost saw a hand pass go in on the initial rebound on that 2-on-1, but Luke Pereira, you know, guy we highlighted in the pregame, he's really out buzzing early.
The Ridgefield still with control of the puck. Darien still playing their 3rd and 4th lines, even though down 1. Ridgefield just trying to make some offensive moves. Darien's going to chase it down with their 2nd line back out there. Samame over to Aiden Elders. Darien hasn't seen too many shots on the Spruley tonight. Looking to try to change that midway through this first period.
Liam, we're seeing how Jack Mariska being out of the lineup tonight, it's really affecting the entire lineup. The chemistry is off. We're seeing a lot more of that 3rd and 4th line because, you know, these guys are they're getting winded. They're not used to playing with each other, and Darien definitely affected by that loss early.
Yeah, of course, Jack Mariska on the scratch list for the Blue Wave today, so his absence definitely being missed by Darien. Shot there from the point. That one's just going to miss the net of Spruley. Puck trying to fight it over in the neutral zone. Back out over the behind the net. Kilroy, big hit over on the far side. Niffen, all alone on the boards, gives this one over to James Troy. Troy back over to Aiden Elders. Still fighting for it with Troy. Troy just misses a shot there, almost whiffs that one. Tigers still trying to get on set. Back out, McNamara. He pokes that one in for the equalizer.
That was just a crazy goal by Mark McNamara. You know, he's a big fella. He's about 6'6" off the ice, and you see him lurking around the slot, game in and game out. Usually for a tip or a screen in front. There, you know, right there on that goal, Charlie Schwinn buys some time, gives the give-and-go look, and Mark McNamara just completely undresses the defense.
Mark McNamara got the start in the first line today for head coach Mac Budd's squad. And he adds his first goal of the night, ties this game at 1. So Darien can breathe just a little bit better in this first period of play. They win the face-off after the goal from McNamara. Still going heavily on the offense. Puck over to Schwinn on the right wing side. Shot from Schwinn. That one's going to sail way out of play up into the mesh.
Yeah, that looked like it may have been tipped by a Ridgefield defender there, as you know, you saw the arc on that shot from Schwinn just right into the netting.
So 5:56 left to go in period number 1. Blue Wave put the equalizer on it with Mark McNamara. Ridgefield's going to win that face-off, send it over to the neutral zone. Trying to reset. Carnicelli, ground ice shot. That one's going to be stopped up by Hegarty with his knee pads. Tigers still staying with possession of the puck. They'll move that one along. That one's going to be stopped up by Hegarty once again. Ridgefield keeping this offense looking alive. Puck now over with Wadley. Sends that one over to Lancaster. Lancaster finding Alex Rentz. Rentz trying to move along. The Blue Wave make a line change. Darien still moving it around. Persinger. Now over to Ely. Carrying that one up is Thurlow. Thurlow with the shot, and that one will go right into the glove of Spruley.
You know, this third line, Liam, their first couple shifts, they've looked very good. You know, besides that one, defensive breakdown we saw earlier, this third line, they're getting a ton of odd man rushes, a ton of plays in transition, and another one right there from Thurlow.
So that one's going to be stopped up by Spruley. Thurlow with the nice shot. That was a glove save by Spruley. Now puck now back over to the far side. The Tigers still trying to comply with Darien's offense getting hot. The Blue Wave looking for that loose puck. Kilroy over at the point side is going to send that one in over to the far boards. That puck will be sailed all the way back over for an icing.
Yeah, it feels like, that second line response on the goal from McNamara just completely shifted things here as, Ridgefield offensively just looks flat.
Number 5, Angelo Simonello. So Simonello just misses the shot. Darien still looking to move it along. Troy back over to Samame, stopped up by Spruley on the far side. Ridgefield's going to try to get their offense going. Puck in the neutral zone. Player going down the ground with Samame. Looks like maybe a delayed penalty.
Yeah, they're going to call the hook on number 7. That's Jack Kirschner for Ridgefield, as Ridgefield wanted a penalty for a trip on Samame. That's going to be another penalty. I don't know if they called it, but Schwinn got tripped up there.
Yeah, it looks like no call from the referees over on the far side. Even looks like that penalty, that pass trip penalty, might have just called that one off. We haven't seen it since.
Yeah, they definitely, that was a delayed penalty they waved off. You're right.
Yeah, so they just waved it off, still letting them play 5-on-5. Puck now over with Schwinn. He's going to chase this one all the way to the far side. Schwinn now all alone. Shot. That one's going to be stopped up by the Tigers' defense. Ridgefield's going to dump this one along, looking for an open offensive lane. Schwinn now at the puck. Tigers making a line change over near their bench. Lancaster sends that one over, just missing the net of Spruley. Puck now back over with the Tigers. McNamara sends that puck out of play. 2:58 left to go in period number 1. So another face-off coming up from the offside dot. Ridgefield's going to take that one, moving it over through the neutral zone. Puck back over the center ice red line. Tigers will dump that one in. Hegarty behind his own net. Persinger will move that puck along. Shot there from the blue line. That one's going to be stopped up into the glove of Finley Hegarty. So both these teams making some nice moves on the offensive and defensive transitions, and tied here at 1 live inside the Darien Ice House. Face-off coming up in Ridgefield's offensive territory. That one's going to be won by the Tigers, but going to be sent all the way back out to the far side of the ice. Big hit over on the far side with Troy. Tigers looking to move this puck along over near their side. Intercepted there by Niffen. Ridgefield's moving this puck along, just missing Kilroy. Little soft shot there, saved by Hegarty, who goes out of the crease to make that one.
Yeah, that was Carnicelli right there. That Carnicelli-Pereira line been active early, and besides them, the Ridgefield team not looking too coordinated here on offense, but that line's definitely been showing up here tonight.
So face-off won by the Tigers, still trying to get an offensive shot. That one's going to be stopped up by John Wadley. Wadley trying to move this puck along, back over to Persinger. Darien defense definitely have their work cut out for them against a strong Ridgefield team tonight. Trying to poke that one free is Lancaster, but that one's going to be stopped up by Ridgefield over near the Darien blue line, keeping it alive in their own offensive zone. They're still moving that puck along over to Wadley. Sends this one over the far side to Schwind. Schwind just missing the dump over to Russell Tarrant. Lancaster still looking for the open puck. Back out over to Michael Niffen, who's going to take it himself. Niffen back around, just misses the open lane on the defense. Sends it over to Elders. Troy now will dump it in for the Wave. Spruly going back behind his own net. Tigers chasing it down with number 2, Aiden Chang. Puck now back out over on the far side. Darien still looking for the wraparound out in front. That one's just going to be stopped up by Spruly. Last minute of play left to go in this first period of action. Ridgefield player goes down to the ice over near the Darien blue line. No call. Referee's letting them play on.
Yeah, so far, Liam, this game has been completely different than the one we did, maybe 2 weeks ago, where we saw, Ridgefield come up here and Darien, really handed it to them that game. I believe it was 5-1, maybe 6-1, and this game has a different pace to it. Both teams playing fast. Both teams mostly healthy, and it's definitely looks like this one could be close tonight.
Yeah, indeed, we might see a close game here. Of course, tied at 1 with 36 seconds left to go in this first period of action. Face-off won there by the Tigers, trying to make a nice move, but that one's going to be cleared up by John Wadley. Wadley with the clear. Darien defense looking for that saucer puck. Back out over with Kilroy. McNamara still looking for an open lane. Just trying to make a final second clear. And that puck's going to go all the way. Ridgefield looking to try to reset, get one more offensive shot, as that one will go all the way back behind the net of Finley Haggerty for an icing.
Yeah, so far, Liam, I've noticed every time Coach Bud has this first line out there, McNamara, Lancaster, and Schwind, Ridgefield really doesn't have an answer. There's no one that can really match up with these guys, their size, strength, and speed. Really just playing them as much as possible could be key tonight for Darien.
So McNamara is just going to dump that one in along with John Wadley as we finish the first period of action here. So 15 minutes gone here live inside the Darien Ice House. Ridgefield and Darien tied at 1 apiece, and Will saw a very different Ridgefield team that we saw just 2 weekends ago here at the Darien Ice House, now tied at 1. So how do you think Darien's going to respond to that?
I think Darien's just going to keep doing what they're doing, get that puck deep, get more guys on it, and get more physical on the forecheck. I think they have to play a bit more aggressive inside of the offensive zone. They're playing that pretty relaxed 1-2-2 forecheck right now. I think, they use their speed, they use their size to their advantage. They could cause some havoc in the offensive zone and really keep that puck down there and, possess it for much longer.
So 15 minutes gone. We'll be right back in the DAF Media Network after the first intermission from the Darien Ice House.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
And back here live on the DAF Media Network. It's 15 minutes down, 1 period down, 2 to go. And Darien was down early on during this first period of play, but Darien equalized it with a nice goal from number 12, Mark McNamara. So we're tied at 1 apiece. How do you think the second period is going to fare out?
Yeah, I think we're going to see Darien come out a lot more aggressive this period. You know, they kind of found their footing in the first period. They looked, a little sloppy in the defensive zone early. They kind of found their footing, and, they're looking more confident with the puck right now. I think Darien definitely has some good momentum going here.
So both these teams score switching their respective sides on the ice after the first intermission. Ridgefield's going to take control of the puck over behind the net of Hegarty. Blue Wave still looking on set. Ridgefield looking for that loose puck. Darien trying to move that one around. Schwinn now takes it over to the blue line, making some nice moves. Good job there by the Ridgefield D to stop that one up with number 10, Teddy Spruill. And that one's going to be stopped up by Hegarty over on the far side. This Ridgefield team, their defense has gelled well a lot during this game, keeping Darien just at 1 goal on the scoreboard. And this Darien team was down early on that first period of play, so now they equalized it and still looking to try to add one more to upend this Ridgefield Tigers team.
You look at Ridgefield's regular season, they played a lot of really good teams. They beat Fairfield Prep. They played games, close games with New Canaan. They've played, similar competition to Darien. And, it's really showing here, with the healthy lineup they have, it's showing here today.
So puck now over on the far side. Tigers still looking for it. Blue Wave going to take control of that with number 27, Michael Niffen. Niffen with it over the Elders. Troy tried to get a shot on that one. That one's going to be stopped up by the Tigers D. Ridgefield still trying to move it along. Big hit over on the far side, over by Alex Rentz. So Rentz still trying to chase it down for the Wave. Moved along over there by number 7, Jack Kirshner. Puck now in control in the hands of Gardner Ely. Going to send that one over on the boards. James Troy. Back out over to Ely. Ely and Thurlow with the shot. That one's going to be stopped up by Spruill.
Yeah, Ryan Thurlow walked right into the high slot there. Unfortunately, the Ridgefield defense did a great job of clearing it as Rentz was right there on the doorstep for a rebound.
Ely with the puck, back out over to the point. Shot there from Kilroy, just missing the net of Spruill. Darien still with it on the heavy offensive attack. And Ridgefield will make a big clear and send that one all the way over for an icing.
I mean, again, Liam, that third line to start the period, only about 2 minutes in here, and you see the quality chances they're able to produce. Right there, Rentz almost gets his stick on it for the tap-in goal. And now you see the second line come back out. They're doing a really good job shuffling those lines early.
This Blue Wave team doing a good job along with the Tigers. Keeping this game going. Face-off one there by the Blue Wave. Tarrant now with it over to Persinger, sending it on in. Ridgefield D going to tip that one and keep it over behind the net of Spruill. Puck back out over to Lancaster. That one's going to be stopped up by number 15 for the Tigers, Anthony Rena. So puck back over to the far side. Hegarty's just going to keep it himself. 12:29 left to go in the second.
Yeah, we haven't heard his name a lot tonight, but Anthony Rena is one of those impact guys for this Ridgefield team. He played mid-Fairfield growing up. A lot of the Darien guys know this, kid, and he can definitely put the puck in the back of the net. So something to watch out for this period.
So face-off one there by the Blue Wave. Tarrant going to send that one over to the boards. Trying to hit up Elliott Lancaster, but that one's going to go in the neutral zone. Once again, Hegarty's going to make a stop. He'll send it on out. Lancaster with sole control of the puck behind the net of Finley. So still trying to chase it down is Schwind. Ridgefield back out over behind their own net. Number 23, Sean Rigby. Now puck now back out with the Blue Wave. Schwinn looking for a center, back out looking, trying to hit up Elliott Lancaster for a one-timer, but that one's going to be intercepted by the Tigers D. Darien getting another shot on, it looks like
too many men for Ridgefield, I believe. They caught them on the line change, trying to switch. Too many guys. It could be a power play for Darien.
Yeah, so it looks like too many men. I mean, you heard it out in the stands, and the referees blow that whistle. So let's see what they talk about here. And it looks like it's going to be possibly a 2-minute power play going in favor of the Blue Wave. So the Blue Wave will go.
Actually on the man down.
So it looks like there was too many men against Darien. So that one's going to be going in favor of the Tigers. So they'll go on the 5-on-4 man up. Puck now over on the defense. That was a shot there by number 23, Sean Rigby, but stopped up by Hegarty.
Yeah, there was a lot going on around those benches. It was hard to depict, who was, the extra man in that situation, but Ridgefield, really good chance to put them up 2-1 and get the momentum back.
So a huge chance for the Tigers to try to add another one onto the scorecard for them. Back out over the Tigers, looking for an offensive shot. Darien doing a nice job on the defense. Moving that one over to the back, hit over on the far side. Elders trying to chase it down. Ridgefield now with the puck over at the center. Slap shot just missing the net of Hegarty, trying to get another one-timer on the net to Tigers, but that one will just be missed.
Yeah, really heavy overload power play from this Ridgefield team. You see they're trying to put everything towards the net. They're stacking that crease, and every shot from the perimeter is, on net.
So Ridgefield still with the puck, just under a minute left to go in their own power play. Back over to Rigby at the top of the point. Shot there with the screen. That one's going to be stopped up. Tigers trying to poke another one past Hegarty, but that one's just going to go behind his own net.
Just an all-out blitz right now from Ridgefield as Darien trying to just chip it out of the zone.
So puck now back over with the Tigers. Rigby with another shot. That one's going to be stopped up out in front of the net of Darien. John Wadley making the screen over on the Darien defense. The Tigers still with heavy offensive control on this power play. Looking to try to capitalize on in the final 10 seconds. Shot there, looking for a one-timer, just missing the net of Hegarty.
Yeah, good stick there from Elders to negate that one-timer.
Another shot there, stopped up by Hegarty, out in front. Back to 5-on-5 even strength as Schwind will skate on out from the bench. So that another loose puck out in front of the Darien goal, and still looking to try to make a clear, and the Blue Wave will make a huge clear after about 2 minutes of constant Ridgefield attack.
Yeah, that's a good play right there, Liam, just to ice the puck. We saw Ridgefield really controlling and possessing the puck well there on that power play. A lot of great puck movement, a lot of one-timer opportunities, but none other than Connor Kilroy gets these fresh lines out there on the icing.
So another face-off coming up in the Darien defensive zone. 9:25 left to go in this period number 2. You're watching this FCIAC semifinal matchup on the DAF Media Network, joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Liam Tomaszewski and Will Jennings. So we're going to be here live inside the Darien Ice House with this number 2 versus number 3 seeded matchup, as that one will be stopped up by Finley Hegarty over on his glove. So another face-off coming up for the Ridgefield offense. That one's going to be won by the Blue Wave, but still hanging on are the Tigers. Moving that one behind their own net. Ridgefield still looking on set. That puck's going to hit the ceiling, and the referees will blow the whistle.
Yeah, it's been really tough sledding for the Wave here early. They've been trapped in their defensive zone. They haven't been able to get their breakout going like we saw in the first period. And, Ridgefield really keeping the puck in at the points. They've been doing that all period.
So this period definitely heavily favored on Ridgefield in terms of offense. Backhand out from Mark McNamara. He gets a shot on it. It's stopped up by Andrew Spruly. Tigers still looking on set. Try to create some more offense. Looking for an interception there with Schwind, but Tigers will still look ahead on the control. Zone will be sitting all the way for another icing.
Yeah, both teams right now, we're seeing, numerous icings. They just got to settle down, get back to that breakout we saw in the first period. You know, both teams have the capability to connect on those long stretch passes, but, you know, just settling in, you know, the nerves are still present for sure.
So face-off coming up. That one's going to be won by the Tigers. Still moving along quickly. Number 13 for the Tigers, Pierce Graber. Back out over the far side, Ridgefield. Looking on set to the top of the point. Gets a shot on, and that one goes in from the top of the point.
Yeah, you see the puck movement again from Ridgefield. They love to work those points. They love to get the puck up top. And these defensemen, you know, they have great shots from the outside. Finley Hegarty, you know, caught in the butterfly there. You know, not able to play his positioning well enough to get a hand up on that one. He was low in the butterfly, and that shot just sneaks over the shoulder.
So it looks like number 2, Aiden Chang, the defenseman, will get credit for that goal over near their own blue line, and they best Darien 2-1 now, about midway through this second period. And it looks like the referees are going to get a delayed penalty early on. Number 9 for the Wave, Aiden Elder, is going to go to the penalty box, and Ridgefield Tigers will get a 2-minute power play once again.
Yeah, this is just not what you want from the Wave right now. If you're Coach Mac Budd, you know, coming out of the locker room with a pretty good first period, the Wave have just completely, you know, destroyed their momentum with 2 penalties early on, and really the whole period's been controlled by the Tigers.
So it's going to be penalty against Aiden Elders for slashing. Another shot there by Ridgefield. That one's going to be stopped up, so Blue Wave defense definitely with the heads-up play out in front of the net of Hegarty. Back out in front. Darien using the boards to their advantage. Ridgefield still with the heavy press on set. Back out over in front of the net of Hegarty. Ridgefield looking for a poke, but the referees are going to stop that up before they can get any other shots on net.
Yeah, I think for the Wave, right, they just got to get back to even strength and, you know, use their matchups. Get that second line out there and try and create some offenses. You know, this period, definitely not one they're going to want to remember, and hopefully get out of it just with 2-1 or, you know, maybe a better differential.
So another face-off won there by Ridgefield. They've done well in the face-off all night. Darien still trying to chase it down. Haven't seen too many shots onto Andrew Spruly throughout this second period. Back out over the Tigers, moving along over near their bench side. Wadley trying to look for a poke. Circling around the net of Hegarty. Ridgefield once again with the shot. That one's going to be blocked up out in front of Hegarty. Not sure if he even saw that puck going near him. Tigers still looking on set. Back out behind the net of Finley Hegarty. Keeping this offensive puck alive as they make a line change. Again, 35 seconds left to go on Ridgefield's power play. Darien just looking for a much-needed clear. Ridgefield now at the puck. Back out over to Rigby with the shot stopped up by Hegarty.
Yeah, like you said, Liam, Darien just needs to clear the puck. Yeah, I think they're trying to do too much in their defensive zone. They're trying to possess the puck and really create a rush up the ice, but you know, we haven't, on both of these power plays, we haven't seen Darien get a single ice to, you know, slow the time down.
So 6:41 left to go in this period number 2. Ridgefield still with 26 seconds left to go in their own power play. As they win another face-off, keeping it alive over in their own blue line. Back out over the top, shot there from Rigby. That one's going to be stopped up by Hegarty. As the Blue Wave will make a line change with Samame, so Tigers will try to reset, get one more offensive look before the end of the power play. So Schwinn will try to take it himself. Puck now back to 5-on-5 even strength with Elders going out of the penalty box and Troy checking back in on the ice. Persinger now with the puck, gets hit up over on the far boards. Blue Wave will now try to go onto the offensive look. Puck now over with Schwinn, just missing the open likes of the Ridgefield defenseman. Puck back over with Schwinn. Big hit over with Rigby, back out in front looking to try to get Lancaster on a tip, and That one just will be stopped up in front of the net of Spruly.
Yeah, really good heads-up play by Schwinn there to, escape turn in the corner and get his head up and find Lancaster for the tip. Lancaster was driving hard to the net, and that's what the Wave have to do more of, just get that puck in the slot where guys like Lancaster can, pitch in and get a stick on it.
So a face-off one there by the Tigers. They're going to still try to move this along, intercepted by the Wave in their offensive zone. Elder's still looking for that loose puck. Dumps back in over with Michael Niffen. So no icing will be called over on the far side, so Blue Wave will be forced to reset and go from coast to coast, back out over in front with Ridgefield. No shot there out in front of the net of Hegarty. Tigers still looking for that open lane. Looking to try to add another insurance goal on this very strong Blue Wave team. Scrum over by the scorers table in between the two benches as that puck will fly up into the air as referee's going to keep that one playing. Looked like it bounced off one of the benches. Puck now back over with Niffen. Big hit over with Troy as Blue Wave will slap that one away.
Another failed clear from the Wave there. That was Aiden Elders, and it's just been the whole period the Wave have not been able to chip that puck out and get forwards moving up ice.
So Troy will send that one along the boards, but will force an icing, so a face-off coming up for Ridgefield's offense.
And Liam, with how this period's gone, Darien lucky to just be down by a goal, as Ridgefield has really had majority of the premier scoring chances this period.
So a face-off one there out in front over near Finley Hegarty. Blue Wave still looking on set. Ridgefield team is surging on the offense. As the referees blow that whistle and stop up the play. So another face-off coming up. That one's going to be won by the Tigers. Still trying to move that along over the neutral zone, but Ridgefield will get that grasp of it. Moving along over by the center ice red line. Puck now back at it with the Tigers. Still trying to move it along Persinger, but that one's going to be stopped up out in front over near the Darien blue line. So the Blue Wave will use the boards on that one. Still trying to move this puck along now behind the net. Over with George Persinger. Just missing the likes of Ryan Thurlow. Back out, Thurlow will regain possession of the puck on his own. Back out with Gardner Ely. Out in front, gets a shot on, looking for a tip, and Taryn almost got a one-timer on that one, but that puck was just up in the air. Tigers still going from coast to coast. Blue Wave looking for it on defense, gets a shot on it, stopped up by Hegarty. Some contact out in front. There's a shot from number 17, Ryan Carnicelli.
Yeah, Carnicelli had Connor Kilroy flat-footed on that one-on-one. We saw Russell Tarrant almost get that tip-in one-timer on the back door, but Ridgefield scoops it up, and they're able to almost convert on that one-on-one where, Connor Kilroy's not able to, gap up and play the body.
So face-off one there by the Blue Wave. Trying to send that one along. 3:15 left to go in the second period. Moving that one along Lancaster. Gets control of the puck back out to center. Schwinn can't get a shot on it. Ridgefield still playing on the heavy D. Back out now over behind the net. Darien still trying to keep it alive in their offensive zone, but Ridgefield's going to move this one along quickly. Back out over with Kilroy. Gives it over to Michael Niffen, who storms this one along over to Lancaster at the top of the point. Lancaster with the shot. Just missing the net of Spruly.
Yeah, it was a really good drop pass from Niffen. He entered the zone with a ton of confidence, and he gave it right up to Lancaster, who walked in with a ton of room, and unfortunately just not able to get that puck off quick enough. And, that chance just barely, a second late to get that one on net.
So face-off coming up. That one's going to be won by the Tigers. Still looking for it is Darien over in the neutral zone. Ridgefield's going to send that one all the way. 2:30 left to go in this period number 2. Back out in front, Darien. Trying to move this puck along back over to Aiden Elders. Darien still looking on set. Back out to the point. Wadley sending over to Elders. Looking for that loose puck. Elders over in front of the net of Spruley. Darien still looking for the open skate, but that one's going to be repossessed by Ridgefield, number 19, Mason Bloka. So Blotchel will try to get that one for the Tigers. Back out over to Schwinn. Schwinn with the shot. That one's just going off of the stick of number 19, Mason Blotchel.
Yeah, it looked like Lancaster may have drew the hook there.
Back out in front, backhand. That one's going to be stopped up by Spruley out in front of the net. Backhand there from Mark McNamara as that one's going to be sent all the way down to the far side of the ice for an icing. Or no icing will be called, so Persinger will take that one himself. Blue Wave again looking on set. Minute and 10 seconds left to go in this period. Ridgefield's going to dump it in. So the Blue Wave will have to start from scratch over with Elliot Lancaster. Lancaster round looks like it's a late penalty coming up. This one's going to be going against Ridgefield.
He drew the slash right there. Great hustle play from Lancaster. Getting that penalty for power play for the Wave. That line, a ton of great chances the last couple shifts, Liam. We saw multiple Schwinn and Lancaster shots, and they're most likely going to be on the power play as well.
So it's going to be a delayed penalty coming up against the Tigers. And this one will be heavily favored in for the Blue Wave. Number 3, Luke Pereira will go to the penalty box. So Darien will get a 5-on-4 for the last 45 seconds left in this period, and then a minute and 15 seconds roll over into the third period. Back out over the point. Schwinn wins the faceoff. Ridgefield still looking for it over on the far side as that one's going to be sent out of play.
Darien changing up their, power play 1 unit a little bit. They got Schwinn up top with Mark McNamara as well. Connor Kilroy usually on this umbrella power play, but, I really like this power play look. They have all forwards on the ice, and they're, looking to just, connect on, probably a one-timer as these guys, all very talented shooters.
So face-off one there by Darien. Schwinn look to chase this one all the way down in the round. Puck now back over with Elders. Sends this one along to Troy. Troy back to Elders. Darien still looking for their first shot on this power play. Back out in front, Troy tries to get a shot. That one's going to be sent up into the mesh. So 13 seconds left to go in the second period of play. So a minute and a half left to go in Darien's power play. That's going to roll over into the third period. Ridgefield's going to make a big clear, and that's going to force Darien to go into the second intermission. Still down 1. Couple seconds left to go. Lancaster's just going to take it himself. Will dump that one in. So going into the second intermission, the Tigers lead the Blue Wave 2-1, and Will Ridgefield again. They came out of the first intermission, still played hard, got that goal, the lone goal in that period. They're leading Darien 2-1, something that Darien hasn't really seen throughout this year, being down going to the third period of play. So they need 2 to win it, 1 to go to OT. What do you think we're going to say?
Yeah, I think Darien, they did let up, they let up that goal from the point that caught Hegarty off guard, a similar goal to the first goal. But, I think Darien really towards the end of that period, they started clicking on offense. They started to settle down in the zone and really just play Wave hockey, which is, try and connect, get the extra looks, make the extra pass. And, they were really flying on all cylinders towards the end of the period. And, That's what I think they got to do when they come out in this third period. Just try and connect on those extra passes, get those one-timer looks, and hopefully capitalize on the power play.
So 15 minutes left to go, but second intermission coming up here in the DAF Media Network, and we'll be right back.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration, and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
back here live on the DAF Media Network. The nightcap FCIAC semifinal matchup between Darien and Ridgefield. And Will, we're 2 periods in. Ridgefield leads Darien right now 2-1, so Darien's going to have a very lofty goal and try to ease up this Ridgefield team in this 3rd period of play.
Yeah, Darien's main focus right now, Liam, they just have to get one. They got to, tie this score up, make this game a little bit more competitive, and they have a chance to do that right now on this power play.
So Darien's still on the power play for the next minute. So they're going to try to put another equalizer on the scoreboard, tie this game back up at 2. So face-off one there by the Blue Wave, still trying to move this around over by their own blue line. Shot there, just missing the net of Spruill. Back out over with Schwind. Darien doing well on the power play. Back out over to the far side. Schwind trying to chase this one around. Ridgefield makes a line change, hit over on the far side. Lancaster looking for that open puck. Puck back out over with Schwind. Over the far side behind the net of Spruill. 15 seconds left to go on the Blue Waves power play. Still no shots on the Spruill during this power play in the 3rd period. Back out in front, McNamara. Looking forward over with Troy, but that one's going to be stopped up. Ridgefield doing well on the penalty kill. Is this going to be back to 5-on-5 even strength? Puck now back over with Schwind. Stopped up in front of the net. Troy with a shot. That one's going to be stopped up before it even reached the net.
Good play by Elders as you saw Luke Pereira hanging around the red line.
Shot there, one-timer, and Elders puts the equalizer on it. We are tied at 2.
And that's just a great first shift of the period from Aiden Elders. As you saw, he saved the defense from that, stretch pass to Luke Pereira on the red line. He was right out of the box, even strength, and Elders comes back into the zone, hard forecheck, gets to the front of the net, and that's what he's done all year. Hangs around the front of the net and taps it in with good hands.
A prime player for this Blue Wave team, the junior attack, Aiden Elders, adds the equalizer for the Blue Wave just after the power play concluded. We were just talking about him as well, so ties this game back up at 2.
Huge goal for Aiden coming back from injury, and that's definitely, something Darien needed coming into this period.
So definitely adding a lot of energy, some momentum to the Darien favor in this 3rd period of play. The 3rd final period of play as Persinger is going to dump this one all the way. Back over to Ely. Ely with the shot, stopped up by Spruill, just missing the net. And puck's going to be sent all the way down to the far side of the ice. Hegarty won't go for it, and going to be taken up by Persinger. The Blue Wave still looking for it over with Samame. Dumps this one over to the blue line. Darien's going to make a shift on the line change. Puck back over to McNamara. Huge shot there. That one's going to be sent up into the net mesh.
And Darien, so far this period, really playing well in all 3 phases of the game. We saw the neutral zone, defensive hockey leading to the goal earlier, and, they're really putting everything together this period.
So puck now back over in the neutral zone. Ridgefield fighting for it. That one's going to be stopped up by Mark McNamara. Big hit over by McNamara over on the far side with Ridgefield. Again, Mark McNamara, his brother Connor McNamara out. So his presence definitely missing out in the ice as he's on the scratch list for tonight's contest. Puck now back over to Wadley. Sends us over to Schwind. Schwind still fighting for it. Ridgefield's going to chase it down with Rigby. And that's going to be sent all the way back for an icing.
Darien really applying the pressure early as yet another icing for Ridgefield. They really changed up that forecheck this period, and we're seeing a lot more speed from them, turnovers being created, and they're really just flying around the puck right now.
Face-off one there by the Blue Wave. Shot from Troy, stopped up by Spruill. Loose stick out in front of the net. Going to be sent all the way on the boards, and another icing will be called. face off one there by the Tigers. They're gonna move this one around behind their own net. Darien still looking on set, moving this one around. Ridgefield's gonna dump this one in. Hegarty going behind his own net. Still trying from behind, out in front, gonna try to put it back, and Darien's gonna make a big clear.
Yeah, that was a one-man forecheck from Carnicelli there. Saw the work behind the net on Persinger. He almost gets the wraparound to go.
So back behind the net with Persinger. Trying to send this one all the way, wrapping around. Hegarty over to Persinger. Dumps that one all the way back, and that one will be called for an icing.
See, Liam, both teams so far this period not trying to risk anything. A ton of icings for both teams. You know, it just feels like a 2-2 game. You know, one more goal, you know, in a low-scoring game could be the dagger. So both teams playing it very safe, trying to get a lot of cleared pucks.
So face off one there by the Blue Wave. Rents trying to take this one all the way over to Darien blue line side. Thurlow will dump this one in. Spruly behind his own net. He'll stop that one out going behind the crease. And the Blue Wave will move this one along. That one's going to be a big hit over by the center ice red line. Pass out over to Rents. Again, back out to Wadley. Wadley moving along. Ridgefield still trying to get a loose puck opportunity. Darien's going to intercept it, though, with Ely 2-on-1 over on the Darien side, just missing the open stick of number 6, Ryan Thurlow. Again, puck back out over with Ridgefield. Moving along in their own area. Darien looking for a tip. Big hit over near the Darien bench with Russell Tarrant. That puck's going to be sent all the way back out to the other end of the ice. 9:35 left to go in this third period of play. Back out over to Ridgefield over on the center ice line. Still looking for it. Persinger uses the boards over to Schwind. Schwind skating along, gets a shot. That one's going to be going off of the skate. Looks like number 5 for the Tigers. Angelo Sim in the yellow, but that one's going to be stopped up. Ridgefield looking on the offense.
Ridgefield not really able to get any good scoring chances this period as we got a penalty here. Looks like Ridgefield will be on the power play, so as soon as I start talking about it, Ridgefield with a big turn of the tides, they're going to have a man-up advantage.
So the Tigers will have a man-up advantage. Number 7, Charlie Schwind, will go to the penalty box, and again, something you don't like to see if you're Darien. Of course, they gave up the goal to Ridgefield earlier on the power play, so again, something that Ridgefield can do if they want to try to get this game up a 3-2 your score.
Yeah, and that's really been Darien's problem in this game, Liam, as you know, they've just let up too many penalties. They've taken too many lazy penalties that have resulted in both goals in this game, 2-man advantage goals, and Darien going to have to work on that this period.
Face off one there by Ridgefield, sends the slap shot going right into the pads of Finley Hegarty. So Finley Hegarty making another save, and only 5 seconds into the power play, and Ridgefield already has a slap shot from near the blue line. Face off one there by the Blue Wave. Kilroy trying to make it clear, but staying with Ridgefield in their own attack zone. Puck back out, just missing the net of Hegarty. That was a snipe over near the blue line side. Back over once again, the Tigers. Rigby back out over the blue line. Lancaster trying to get a stop at it. That one's going to go off of his own stick. So Darien's going to have to reset, looking for a clear. Tigers back out in front, and they're going to poke that one in.
Yeah, that's Luke Pereira for the Tigers. Luke Pereira, you know, a really good skip pass there. I believe it was number 19 for the Tigers who made that pass, and that was Mason Beloshi. What a play there from the Tigers as you see the skip pass just travels right through the crease. No Darien players able to get their stick on it, and that's an easy tip-in for Pereira.
So Pereira gets the goal. And, of course, it's a power play goal for Ridgefield. They've done well in the power play all day, so the referees are still talking about it with head coach Mac Budd, but
Yeah, I think Coach Bud thinks that that puck may have been kicked into the back of the net as we saw Pereira stick out that skate and, you know, get a touch on it at the last second.
So it looks like that goal is going to stand, so the Tigers, again, one up the Blue Wave 3-2. Still 8:20 left to go in the third. So number 15, Anthony Arena, will get the goal for the Tigers, and that one's going to be Pereira along with that play. Back out over Ridgefield looking for Persinger, hit over on the far side. So the Blue Wave need one to tie it, but still time ticking out in this third period. Puck back over with Wadley. Uses the boards on that one over to Persinger. Backhands it looking for Lancaster. He's got an open man with Schwinn, but that one's going to be intercepted. Ridgefield will take control of the puck. Again, puck back out at it. McNamara with the shot. Save there from Spruill. Spruill with some big saves all today. Darien defense have had their work cut out for him. Niffen back over to Schwinn. Schwinn moves along, fires, and glove save by Spruill.
And really the whole season, Liam, Darien having some trouble, you know, in the penalty box area. They've been taking a lot of penalties, and today it finally cost them, as all three of these goals have been scored on the power play. And, you know, they're in a situation here with just 7 minutes left. They have to tie up this game in order to, you know, continue their FCIAC journey.
So McNamara is still trying to fight along with Troy. Kilroy out there for the Wave. Darien in need of a spark. Connor Kilroy tries to send it on the blue line. Now a breakaway shot with Ridgefield. Moves that one along. Big stop up there by number 27, Michael Niffen. Blue Wave still looking for a shot from Samame. That one's going to be stopped up by Spruill. Big hit over on the far side. Ridgefield players down on the ice, as that one's going to be stopped up over on the far side. 6:42 left to go in the third.
Yeah, it looked like a potential boarding there as the refs, you know, start to congregate over this decision. But Gavin Samame on the forecheck just hit that player in the back of the numbers as he goes down to the ice.
So it looks like no call. Referee's going to let him play on. Face-off coming up, though, in Darien's offensive territory. So Ridgefield's still talking about maybe trying to look for some penalty, but looks like they're not going to get anything in a face-off awaiting.
And, you know, if you're Darien right now, it is really do or die. We said that, you know, to begin the period, we said one more goal could be the dagger with the way these two teams have been playing. It's been a very tight, contested game. Darien really needs to net one in the next couple of minutes to keep their journey alive.
The music getting louder here in the Ice House. Energy needing to go on Darien's favor. Ridgefield will win that face-off. All they need to do is play keep away for the next 6.5 minutes, as a helmet of a Ridgefield player will go off. Create some noise over on the Darien side.
And they're opening the box door for Russell Tarrant. Maybe a possible interference penalty there. Maybe, you know, it looks like he finished his check a little late there as the helmet comes off. So, you know, another not so timely penalty. Darien been on the penalty kill all game, it seems like. And they're going to be on the penalty kill again.
So Russell Tarrant will go to the penalty box. Darien's going to have to fight off another Ridgefield power play and then try to put one up to tie this game. Lancaster's going to send this one away. Given there by Persinger. Up in the air with Lancaster. Skating along. Big hit over on the far side. No call. Lancaster gets up right away. He's going to send that one and making it look easy. Andrew Spruill with another glove save.
And Liam, with the way this game has, been played today, it looks like Darien might have to try and score in the shorthanded, opportunity here. As they've been down against the power play all game. They need to get something going, shorthanded.
The Tigers will win that face-off, trying to move it along. Persinger with the shot, just missing that of Spruly. Schwinn now with another shot and another glove save by Andrew Spruly.
Yeah, you see Darien, they're going to play aggressive on this penalty kill. They're trying to get everything to the net. And really, this penalty is going to end up around the 4-minute mark. And Darien, they're probably going to have to pull Hegarty if they can't score here.
So face-off one there by the Tigers. Still trying to move on set. Back out over. Minute 20 left to go on their own power play. Darien still looking for a clear. Persinger sends it over to Elders. I mean, Darien could be thinking about trying to get something shorthanded, especially with just the amount of time left, but still plenty of time left to go on the clock. Ridgefield's going to move this along, looking for a trip. No call. Elders will lose his stick.
Yeah, that was an essential no call for the Wave. They could have been 5-on-3.
So Darien getting a little lucky on that call. Ridgefield player going down once again. Troy now skating this one along, hustling it away. But Ridgefield's going to go. They're going to have a 2-on-1 odd man rush. Back out shot. That one's going to be tipped off the stick of number 21, John Wadley. Once again, back out to the point side, Lancaster. Looking to try to break this one free. That one's going to be sent all the way and eat off some time on the Ridgefield power play.
Yeah, it's been a good kill from Lancaster and Schwinn. They've got shots on net and multiple clears.
So Ridgefield once again trying to stop this one up is Michael Niffen. He'll try to make a big clear for the Wave. Couple seconds left to go on the power play. Blue line shot, big tip over there by Wadley. Nice heads-up play out in front of the net of Hegarty. So back to 5-on-5 even strength. McNamara out there, and Hegarty will make a stop. So 4:27 left to go in this game. Of course, we're watching this game on the DAF Media Network, joint venture the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Liam Tomaszewski and Will Jennings. So glad I could be here live inside the Darien Ice House. Back out in front and behind the net is Spruly.
Liam, this is the line you want on the ice if you're Darien, the second line. Trying to get something going with Mark McNamara standing in front of the net. Hopefully, they could get a shot on net and a screen.
So a scrum over on the far side. Puck now with McNamara out in front of the net. Dump in there from Persinger. Ridgefield still trying to make it clear. Darien's going to be forced to hustle this one all the way around, and that one will be called for an icing.
And I don't see Coach Bud, changing the lines here. I think he's going to let, Mark McNamara, Schwinn, and Lancaster stay out there. As this is the line that, without Mariska, this is the line that can put the puck in the back of the net at any given time.
So a huge opportunity here for the Blue Wave. 3:46 left to go in the game, and Darien, known to be a third period team, they know how to do some damage. But of course they need one to send it to OT, but first you got to get there, and this Darien second line, first line's definitely going to do it. So face-off one by Darien. Wadley back out over to Kilroy. That one's going to be going to Ridgefield's side. Making a nice moves out in front of Wadley. One-on-one with Hegarty. Shot, and that one goes in for the Tigers. Number 3, Luke Pereira, adds salt to the wound as they go up now by 2.
Yeah, we saw Luke Pereira on the goal earlier. That skip pass on the power play. He had that tip in with his skate, and we see him there. He likes to lurk around at that far blue line. He likes to hang, as they say in hockey. And, he catches the Wave line change off guard there. He's hanging around the blue line, gets the stretch pass, and it's an easy breakaway goal.
So a huge goal there from Pereira. The Tigers are back in town, and 3:32 left to go in this game. Looks like referees are just talking about over by the face-off side.
Huge game for Pereira coming back into the lineup tonight. He's really made his presence known. We've noticed him all game long, and he probably has the dagger right there. So
huge face-off one quickly by Elders. Darien needs to go hurry up on the offense. They want to try to get something. Elders with the shot. That one's just going behind the net of Spruly. Again, once again, back out of Lancaster. Lancaster out in front, stopped up by Spruly, and definitely Darien trying to look in a shot on that one, but still 3:12 left to go in the third.
Liam, it's just, you know, Darien on the defensive side this game, they've just had too many defensive breakdowns. You know, combined with those penalty kills, that's going to kill you. And, you know, we saw on the goal there, we saw on the goal earlier, the third goal, it's just missing assignments for the Wave that, you know, usually they're defensively sound. They're leaving players open, and it's really cost them this game.
So a timeout's going to be taken by Darien, and we'll be right back down by 2, 3:12 left to go in the third period of play. We're back here live on the DAF Media Network, 3:12 left to go in this third period of play. And Will, events that I don't think Darien really expected to be down by 2 this late in the game, so in need of a big offensive spark. And looks like Finley Hegarty's on the bench currently, so Darien's going to be going up on the 6-on-5.
Yeah, this is not what we expected coming in today. A lot of people had New Canaan and Darien. If you looked at, you know, the past articles for the FCIAC, they had Darien, New Canaan meeting, and it looks like Ridgefield could run away with this one.
So Ridgefield only needs an empty netter to try to put something away, but that one's going to be sent all the way for an icing.
Of course, New Canaan, the game right before this, they took down Greenwich, you know, pretty much, you know, 6-0, I believe the score was. In this game, a lot different, a lot closer.
Yeah, New Canaan swiftly took down the Cardinals, but Blue Wave will be on the 6-on-5 advantage, so Ridgefield just trying to put an empty netter in. Backhanded there, stopped up, and Ridgefield is going to put it away right there. Number 17, Ryan Carnicelli.
Yeah, and, you know, something we mentioned coming into this game, Liam, you know, that's an empty net goal there, but it's Carnicelli, Pereira, and number 15, Anthony Rena, who really won this game for the Tigers. We saw them on the power play all game long. We saw them even strength. They were the guys that, you know, Ridgefield was missing. They're back today, and they came back with vengeance, and it looks like they've done it. They beat Darien, and they're going to the FCIAC final.
So unless Darien's got something up their sleeves, Ridgefield up by 3, an unprecedented score. Of course, Darien took them down twice this season, but now they're up by 3. So Kilroy's still moving along. Anything is possible. Darien definitely in need of a hurry up. Ridgefield just needs to play keep away, make those clears. That one's going to be sent all the way back for an icing.
And, you know, we talked about it a lot in that intermission, Liam. Darien, you know, kind of beat themselves today as they just took too many penalties. And a lot of those penalties was great execution from the Tigers. The Tigers really took advantage of this game today, Liam, and their opportunities.
So face-off one there by Darien, but Ridgefield's going to take control of that one. Back out over the center ice line. Thurlow will send that one over to Alexander Rentz, but that one's going to be stopped up. Referees will blow the whistle on that one.
And you can just hear in the rink, everyone has gone completely silent. As you said, an unprecedented score. You know, Ridgefield, still 2 minutes to go. They're up 5-2, and they just completely handed it to Darien today, basically in every phase of the game.
So Darien's going to get another empty net, so Hegarty is going to go to the bench. So once again, another 6-on-5 coming up. Actually, it might be even a 7-on-5. Oh, no, so never mind. So it's a 2-minute power play. Coming up here, Ridgefield's going to be down, so it's going to be a 6-on-4. Shot there from McNamara. Puck sent all the way, just missing the open net. So Schwinn still moving the puck along. Darien with the empty net, but a 1:42 power play going in their favor.
Yeah, Schwinn trying to make a dangle in front of the net there. That's going to cost Darien a bunch of time as they have to retrieve that puck.
Definitely something Darien just needs a quick goal. As they're going to saucer that puck. That one's just going to go off of the post. Oh, the speed on that puck, the spin, didn't allow it to go in right off the iron. Darien still moving along with Schwinn. Back out, just missing the net of Spruly.
Just an unexpected game here today. As, you know, multiple times they almost made it 6-2 there. Really just
back out to Lancaster with the shot, just missing the net. Another slap shot by Schwinn. That one goes behind the net of Spruly. Darien's just hitting slap shots from all over the boards. Another shot there, stopped up by Ridgefield. Going to try to put that one away, but another miss there with the empty net. We'll move that one over to McNamara. Final minute of play. Blue Wave still moving it along. Back out over to the boards. Schwinn out in front. Backhand shot just missing the net. Thurlow looking to put one on.
And the Wave just looked completely deflated here, Liam. No one is skating at full speed.
And Ridgefield will put that one away.
Luke Pereira, that's the hat trick. As we heard, the PA, gave the goal to Rena earlier, but Pereira had all three of those. From up here, we could see he netted. The first was a tap in or off his skate. Second one was a breakaway goal, and there the empty netter, Luke Pereira, with the huge performance, his first game back. And he takes this FCIAC championship for the Tigers.
So toss your hats onto the ice. Ridgefield, Luke Pereira with the hat trick, and that right there is practically going to seal the deal. It's going to be a Ridgefield-New Canaan matchup on Danbury on Saturday, but 30 seconds left to go in this game here from the Darien Ice House. Weibel out there for the Wave. Sends that one over. Kilroy looking for an open player of Niffen.
We said before the game, Liam, watch out for number 3, Luke Pereira. And, it was all his game today. He did majority of the work for this team. I think he had a 5-point game, if I'm not mistaken. We saw an assist in the first period, probably another assist. It was a point night for Pereira, just leading his team.
Yeah, Pereira back on the trail for Ridgefield. He's going to be a player to watch out, but I think over on the net side, number 1, Andrew Spruly, the netminder for this game, definitely stopped up any Darien offensive looks. Ridgefield's going to just bat that one away, and the Tigers are going to the FCIAC championship against the Rams on Saturday.
And what can I say, Liam? That is a well-deserved win for Ridgefield. As Darien, you can't give a team like Ridgefield with all these star players coming back that many opportunities. We saw countless power plays. We've mentioned it time and time again. And Ridgefield really took advantage of, that man-up situation today.
So an upset for the Blue Wave. They took down the Tigers twice this season, but they lose to them on the big stage in the FCIAC tournament. And we'll go home in the semifinals as Tigers will go to the Danbury Ice House to take on number 1 seeded team practically in the state in the FCIAC championship for the crown.
And Liam, New Canaan handing it to Greenwich tonight, but this Ridgefield team, they looked very solid here. We haven't got to watch a lot of their starting lineup, but they have their starting lineup back, and maybe put some fear into New Canaan's sails as there's going to be a contest at Danbury on Saturday.
So you definitely can't discount the Ridgefield Tigers as they cheer along. They're going to be going to the FCIAC championship on Saturday, but that will do it from here from DAF Media. I want to give a quick shout out to our DAF Media crew, bring you all the sights and sounds in this game. James Ozane, of course, Scott Lukey and Caitlin Kelly Of course, camera people, of course, doing a great job. Thomas Urbar as well. Everyone on DAF Media. Damian Andrew, our DAF Media advisor. And, of course, Dave Scholes, the FCIAC commissioner, sponsoring this tournament, doing a great job. So, Will Jennings, great to have you on the call, as always, for this Darien boys hockey team. And I've been Liam Tomaszewski watching this game on the DAF Media Network, joined between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your night.